Okay y'all, today I was going to show you how I draw out this planner in the front of my Moleskine notebook so it looks like this. I've got a fresh empty notebook here. All you'll need is a pen and a ruler. So let's get started. So first things first, I'm using a Moleskine XL notebook. I'll put a link in the description below for this particular notebook. It is the dotted one, but I'll also show you how to do something similar like this planner in the lined notebook as well. So we'll do the dotted one first. So the first thing you're gonna do is come to the very top corner dot, and you're gonna count over to the third dot and then go down one and make a mark there like I have. And then do the same thing on this right top corner. Start at the center or the corner dot, go over to the third one, down, make a mark. And then on the bottom, you're actually gonna still go to the third mark over, but you're gonna go 3 up and make your dot. Same thing on this corner, third dot, up to the third dot and make just a little mark there. So then you just take your ruler. I've got this handy dandy rolling ruler from the 90s that my grandma gave me that I still have. And then you're just gonna connect the dots here. All right, so now you have just a basic square. And the way that we make this into the planner is, let me show you this again. So we're gonna have 4 squares across on the left page and then 3 squares across on the right page, and that leaves us some room for notes along this right side here. So the way that we do this is we go 8 dots across and 9 dots down. So we're just gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that gives us our lines. We can do the same thing on the bottom. Okay, and then once you've got those marks, then again, we're just gonna connect the dots. All right, so we've got our vertical lines. And like I said, these are 8 dots across. Now we need to go 9 dots down. We're just gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And one thing that I do while I'm doing this is I'll take a paper towel and I'll rub my pen in it. And then I'll also use it along the edge of the ruler just to try not to get, ink smudge as I'm going. So once I've got those marks, then I can go ahead and make my lines across. So there we have our first page done and ready. Okay, for the second page, we're gonna go same thing we did on the first page, over to the third dot and down 1, make a mark. And then what I do for this side is I count 11 dots over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and down 1 and make my mark. And then we already know are gonna be 9 down, so I'll just go ahead and mark these. Okay, so I've got all my marks. Another thing you can do is just use your ruler and mark them straight across. So I'm gonna go ahead and connect the lines on the second page with the ruler. All right, and then once you've got your square, then you can use these as guidelines to just go straight across. And then we know from the first page that the squares are 8 dots along the top, so I'm just gonna count out the 8 and then just make these vertical lines on this page. And there you have it. It's all laid out. You can put what month you're in. And then you can use this for whatever kind of notes you want for the month. What I do is I list out my bills, typically right here, and then any little to-dos that I have for the month, I'll usually put down here. And it's just a nice way to keep things organized and keep track of your months. And it's nice to have this planner within the notebook because I use the rest of it as a journal. I've made a video you can watch and see how I set mine up. But I put this planner in the very front here. You can also do this with a pencil. It doesn't really matter. I know this one looks a little messy. This is just a dummy notebook that I use for these videos for y'all. But that's how you set this up, and then each page gets a little easier and faster as you go. You just duplicate this 12 times, making one for each month. Okay, so the black Moleskine XL was my dotted journal. Next, I'll show you how to do the same thing with a lined journal. This one is the same size. It's also a Moleskine XL, and I will have links below in the video for both the dotted and the lined notebook. The benefit to the lined notebook is you've already got lines for your calendar to write in if you like that. But the way that we'll do this, since we don't have the dots as guides, is the little marks that we make for ourselves are going to be 1.5 inches. So I've already marked them here. I've allowed for 4 boxes and 3 boxes, and then made my marks along the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and connect these lines. Now that we've got these vertical lines made, we need to make our horizontal lines to make our boxes. So what we're going to do is we're just going to count down 7 lines here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And make a dot, and we'll just continue to do that down. Now, because of the number of lines in the notebook, this last box will have 1 extra line. If you're OCD and you don't want that, just make the bottom of your box 1 line up. And y'all bear with me on my voice. Over here in West Texas, we're dealing with the crud. The throat crud, the congestion crud. Don't know if you're experiencing that where you are, but it's had me congested for about a week over here in West Texas. So then I'll just make my little horizontal lines here. So we'll do the same thing on this left side. I'm just going to count down 7. Actually, we don't even need to, because we can just use these as guidelines right here. Okay, and there you have a planner in the front of a lined Moleskine XL. And then you can do the same thing with this one. You can put your date of the month. You can list out your bills or whatever you want to here. Put your to-dos or whatever, however you want to set this up. And then you can number each box. I was going to show you back on this one how I put the days. I just write out the number of days for the month, and it's been a nice way to keep track of my planner. So I hope that you find this helpful. If you have any questions, please do leave me a comment below, and I will read them and I will answer them. You can see that they're not very thick. Makes them easy to just throw them in your laptop bag or whatever. And then the lines versus the dots is just complete personal preference. Whatever you like. My wife likes lines in her planner to write on. I've just grown to like the dotted one and the way it looks and works a little bit better. Hope you found this helpful. Again, check the video description below for links to these notebooks. If you're interested to see how I use the Moleskine notebook as a journal and planner, I'll reference those videos in the description below, or you can click here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.